Avast me hearties, I be Tiger Lee, and this be Pirate Fashions. Today, my head seamstress, Wild Rose, is going to go over how we measure gentlemen, or rogues, so that we can perfectly tailor your outfits for you. Alright, so we're going to first go over how you measure your head for a hat.
You're going to start your measurements an inch above your eyebrows so that the hat doesn't sit too low on your head. The tape should be loose so that your hat doesn't fit too tightly. 22.
And now we're going to go over the neck.
Neck measurements are for collars and coats so that your coat sits appropriately on your neck and does not choke you.
Now we're going to go over the shoulder width.
Your shoulder width starts at the natural rounding of the bone on both sides of your shoulders, so that your coat fits you and does not pull the seams or rip when you flex your arms. 19.
Okay, the next is the chest.
Your chest measurement should be approximately 2 inches underneath your armpit at the widest portion of your chest.
Should you do it when you breathe out or in? Okay. So
Make sure to remember when you measure this that you are breathing out naturally, comfortably, and your chest is expanded appropriately. 36 inches.
shoulder to wrist.
When you measure your shoulder length to your wrist for your coat, this shows that your coat will not be too long and hanging off the bottom of your hands, nor will it be too short so you're walking around looking silly. That is measured at the top of your shoulder point here where the natural bone sits, all the way to the bone on your wrist. 24.
Right, so make sure, as opposed to a modern coat, don't measure it further down on your hand, but right at the wrist. What is it? Okay. All right, now the waist.
Your waist measurement is your natural waist, which is approximately 2 to 3 inches below the bottom of your rib cage and 2 to 3 inches above your hip bone.
Where you're naturally narrowest.
Yes, where you are naturally narrowest. 30.
And then your hips, which is your widest point.
Yes, which
generally.
means you feel for the hip bone on both sides and make sure that the tape sits comfortably on your hip bone.
Then around your wrists.
If you have garments with sleeves that require a fitted wrist, be sure to measure the entirety of this bone comfortably. 7.
Then neck to waist.
Neck to waist measurements are based on your natural neck where the shoulders meet the bottom of your neck. There is a small round bone protruding there to guide you. You measure from there to the top of your natural waist, which is where your back naturally curves, 2 to 3 inches above your tailbone. 18.
Okay, then your waist to your lower thigh. so that you can get your waistcoat the proper length, about 2/3 down your thigh.
There's your name. So that's about right. 21.
Alright, and so for longer coats, we want it to the mid-thigh, or the fattest part of your thigh.
Which is approximately 5 inches below the crease of your knee. $32.
And then for those gentlemen that are having longer trousers, it would be the waist to the floor. And it's always best to have a friend help you measure. And if you don't have a measuring tape, you can always use a string and then mark off the string and put it along a yardstick to get your measurements. So thanks, and come see us at Pirate Fashion for all your pirating needs.